with that, we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Greetings, mortals.
Gosh, it feels like it's been
Couple hours.
Yeah, at most.
At least.
Truly.
We only have one stream today, so really
It's
we're doing great.
Sure, today is a wonderfully calm day by comparison.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So as folks might notice, we are short one person, so we're just gonna like chill and vamp for a couple and just like
what I was actually gonna suggest, DM, is that you should give a little recap of the last two sessions.
Yes.
I have to do everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do.
All right. Okay. So here's what happened. 2 weeks ago, people got fed. They went to bed. They got fed again. They went to a circus. Boom. That's first time. Then last week, they got up. They solved mysteries. They got fed, and then they went to a circus.
We only got fed once.
It's true.
Yeah,
Y'all, honestly, rough time.
Priorities.
We solved mysteries though, so
Yeah, also, we dug into our trauma aggressively, and then the other three just fucked off and went to find a cow, and yeah.
we played Animal Crossing last
Yeah,
week.
you guys played Animal Crossing, and we played Let's Unpack All of Your Deepest Trauma in Therapy.
Some days you just gotta, you just gotta dive into your
I
trauma.
don't know what the first session's talking about. Patrick just learned to juggle.
That did happen.
That is pretty
That
cool.
is true. Yeah, we met what is probably going to become a favorite NPC of the campaign, Wolf, who was just the sweetest juggler on the goddamn planet.
Yep. He's a good boy.
Good boy.
Just a good
boy.
a good big beefy boy. But hey, well, he's best NPC. Yeah, I mean, I guess more to what actually happened. We got to meet our characters both weeks, which was fun stuff. We've got a great. And before,
you didn't disable them.
shit! Damn it, Slade!
Oh no!
You wily
You gotta watch
It
out.
wasn't me.
sly dog.
Ugh.
Just careful, Slade. I think you might actually like me if you keep doing that.
Oh, goodness.
LOL.
Channel points.
I do
All
think
right.
that you've got to honor the disadvantage on your first roll, then.
Hell no! I'll refund those points. Get out of here. No, I'll honor it.
Oh, wait, what did? Oh, you did get baned, Ryan.
Yeah.
Damn.
So sorry, Ben. You were giving us a recap of the actuality of what happened.
I'm making sure that I turned off all the things.
Oh, thank you for the sub.
Oh, thank you very much.
I can't say your name.
Sonar.
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 Sonar?
Yeah.
Sonar. Yeah, I'll
Sonar.
go with it.
We'll
Spell
get
it out
to the sub.
phonetically.
PSOGNAR.
Sonar.
Like
That's
you're
so nice.
shredding the gnar.
Yeah.
Sonar.
Is this negging? Is what negging? Which part?
What?
But yeah, Ben, what actually happened last time?
Oh, that's a great
Before I
question.
get
I've
derailed.
completely forgotten.
I think we covered it honestly as a group.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there's a couple of important NPCs that we didn't mention, such as Giovanni and.
Yeah, so you spent some time hanging out with Giovanni, who's basically just like everyone's Italian great uncle who is just deeply invested in making sure that you're living your best life. You met his butler, who on a nat 20, Rev figured out was definitely not an elf and is in fact a dragon who is simply in disguise. More to that point, he based on the coloration, you suspect that he is a gold dragon. Of what varietal, you don't know yet, but on a nat 20, you definitely also you guys all at this. I assume you've shared that information with your compatriots, but maybe not.
I don't think she bothered.
Oh, okay. All right. I respect that. Honestly.
No, that's not true. She said it to Azad. So Azad, if Azad thinks I was
yeah.
being serious, Azad knows.
No, Patchwork and I know because Ryan.
Were you in the room when I came
Yeah,
out? She's like,
yeah.
yeah, he's a dragon.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So you don't know what varietal, but you do know that he's in disguise, and also can reasonably jump to the conclusion that he's probably not actually a butler. More of like a, like two bachelors hanging out. They're both old. One's a pixie, one's a dragon. They've been around the block.
Two bros chilling in a mansion,
Trying to make the world like a slightly better place. They might kiss.
5 floors apart.
They were roommates.
And
They
they
were
were
roommates.
Yes. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I mean, basically dug into your all. I like just immediately slapped y'all with your traumas, and then said, "Why don't you go to a circus and have fun?" Patchwork broke the strength, like the test of strength. Also,
Our calculations were correct for the
Very
goal.
correct. Crushed it. Literally crushed it.
We repaired the crushing, though.
That is true.
Thanks for the raid, Atod.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
raid,
they
Todd.
tried.
I think
also,
that means that Omar will be popping in soon.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
So also, I want to point out the guy that you guys gave like a gold piece to, or that a gold piece was given to, said he was like gonna go for like 5 minutes or so. The boys showed up like well after this, and the guy still wasn't there, and people were just playing with it. So whatever happened to him remains to be seen. Maybe we'll never know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
But he never came back.
We did pay him a lot of money.
You did.
I think he probably quit and went home.
It's like 5 gold. I can retire on this.
We also
Yeah, what
own
is
that
the
now.
economy like? I would really like
Wait.
to dig into that.
No.
Can we just buy the whole circus?
Is that how we saved the Drake?
I have 10 gold. That's like a lot of money.
I
Yeah.
I have canonically almost unlimited access to gold. So
Almost.
almost.
We possess 10 gold pieces.
Well, I take care of Patchwork.
We do not require food.
So handy.
You just like to have oil rubbed on your body.
We merely understand that a shiny exterior is a healthy exterior.
Is it?
Don't get
I mean,
ashy.
it's not
Damn it,
it's
Rick.
not
That's a takeaway.
rusty.
We do not compute that rusting would be beneficial to ourselves or the mission.
Also
go.
great for your hinges, right?
Yeah.
And pistons.
And our wood arm.
I mean, it's gotta have a nice polished shine, right?
Well,
Yeah.
why not a matte finish? Like
You
a
guys gonna
rose
say
gold.
Finished wood? Ryan, did Rev finish the wood on the arm? Or is it just like splintery?
Oh yes, let's talk about Patchwork's wood arm. Is it smooth or is it
I don't know. Let's roll to find out. No.
Well, I just mean that could potentially be an additional weapon at some point.
Just
Splinters.
give someone a really
Like a
bad
lot of
sliver.
splinters.
Yeah.
I feel like Patchwork's arm is like still pretty barky up like the little bicep. Maybe gets like kind of has that sort of like carved look near the end. So like
Okay.
maybe the fingers could be like not covered in bark. I'd imagine the fingers couldn't be covered in bark considering that they're probably very rough.
They did
Hence
just
the
get
oil.
treated. They did just get treated with linseed oil the
Mhm.
night before this, so they're not maybe a little rough, but well maintained.
Yeah.
Which I think is the important part.
Look at us go talking about an arm.
Why
Well, we are waiting
linseed
for our
oil
last
if I have
PC,
to ask?
so-
This is the riveting content that you're here for.
We said we were gonna vamp, and we have vamped.
What I will say is we can actually begin because I want to start
Oh.
off with a few things.
Why are you
That
smiling?
me?
Yeah.
Because Ben's happy that we're
Is
all.
there-
I'm
we're
just
happy
getting
boy.
happy to
started.
be here.
Is our DM not allowed to smile?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to experience
Wow.
joy.
I just know what it means,
Wow.
okay?
Kitty, wow.
So a couple of offers were extended and accepted, and the timing for some of these things is either upon us or perhaps has already passed. Ryan, I believe that you had a dinner date with a family of dwarves.
I did. That is true.
Yeah.
And I now have and I now have a date at 9 p.m. and I don't plan on going home before that. My best estimate and my assumption, correct me if I'm wrong, and I will correct it if I am, was that because Rosie and Bergen put me in a cab to Giovanni's, you have to come down for dinner because you haven't been eating invitation, they were not worried about it because they knew I was at Giovanni's. That was also for the night that we then slept over at Giovanni's. So that is well past.
Y'all stayed the night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I had my own room.
We had very
Jeez.
little
I just let them
choice
sleep
in
in
the
it.
matter.
Here, you know what I'm gonna do? There we go. Let's put the DM. I don't know if.
Putting Ben on the bottom?
Well, I just want to
Mhm.
put Ben in the space where.
Don't
he
put
is-
Benny on the bottom.
But
Ben
Ben
is
all
the-
about himself. Let him out on an island.
Wow.
Let him live with his choices.
So sorry about that, guys. That
No,
was
that's quite all right.
No,
Russian.
welcome to the party. Now we can really get it started.
Yeah. We were just going over the fact that Rev had been invited to dinner, and then consequently kind of skipped out on dinner, although for good reasons.
And if they had even thought about it at Giovanni's, she probably just asked Giovanni to send them a quick message. Just,
Cool.
Hey, can you just let them know I'm staying
Yeah.
and I won't make dinner?
Can you make a DC 10 intelligence check to remember that?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's correct. That's a nat one.
That feels very on par for
Does
our
feel
little
very
ADHD
on
friend
par.
here. Have you checked your sending stone recently?
Oh no.
Cool.
She put it in her pocket and forgot about it.
Yeah, all right, cool. So the three of you, ladies, essentially have the rest of the late afternoon and early evening to yourselves. That's one thing that I would love actually from Patchwork specifically
Hmm.
is a perception check as you guys are enjoying your afternoon.
Okay.
Oh
It's gonna
my,
be a critical failure.
cool.
2 in a row.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, you know what? Get them
I'm
out
sorry.
now, right?
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
stakes were high.
It's gonna be that type of night, y'all.
And I'm just gonna.
Ooh.
I love it.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 11, so as we'll probably all balance things out. It'll be fine. Or this will be session 0, and then we'll just come back in a couple weeks with a whole new plan.
We can't make any more new plans. Ben.
No
We
more new plans.
Can't.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll just call it. I don't know. What would you guys like to do with your evening? You have a cart of beverages that has been wheeled over at some point to be sort of near one of those like stages where you have folks performing. I think very like Renaissance fair, where they come and you've got like the different comedy groups and actors and whatever else, and so you're just sort of sitting there. Jeffrey is slowly amassing a large pile of empties next to him. Seems pretty unfazed by it, but in good spirits. And the three of you are, I think, Patchwork, you were maybe like juggling again with Wolf, but you have the sort of free reign of your early evening here.
So, I know I've said this before, but I would really like to come up with a plan.
Uh-huh. I have a plan.
And what is your plan, Rev?
Red.
Mm-hmm.
And orange.
Mm-hmm.
And yellow.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I finish yellow,
you're
gonna finish your red. And then I'm gonna drink green.
Rev.
You're gonna get a yellow.
Rev.
Then we'll make a plan.
Well,
green and yellow.
I don't know how in over our heads we're gonna get, and I want to make sure that everyone is safe. You weren't in the tent with me. There's something strange going on. And I would not be able to forgive myself if anything happened to you or to Patchwork. Somehow I have a feeling that this one can take care of himself, and I nod over to
I can also take care of myself.
Vincent. His name's not Vincent.
Jeffrey?
It's not
Yeah.
Vincent.
Completely wrong.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, yeah.
Yeah.
I can also take care of myself. Let's be clear.
I know you think that.
No, I am pretty sure I know that. I survived this long, and I did not always live this life. So I'm going to drink to G. We're all going to take a minute, and then we will come back to this.
Azad kind of just puts a hand on her own shoulder and casts mage armor on herself, because if no one else wants to plan, she can at least do something to potentially prep for this. Maybe?
We have roughly how many hours are we filling? Are we filling 2, 3? Are we filling 5 until it's like 9 p.m. when
probably like 3. By the time you guys get done with your stuff, yeah, you've got time to kill it. I mean, there's plenty of places to grab food. There are, like various games of skill, if you want to call it that, because we all know those things are rigged. Spoiler alert for those of you that like going to the circus, those games are not fair. Also, Santa doesn't exist. You're welcome. 2 things you probably should. Oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry.
Patchwork would like to talk to Jeffrey, if that is okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
He's just sitting there sipping on a purple drink that is disappearing very quickly.
Jeffrey.
Yes,
what did I call? Oh, what I gave Jeffrey a nickname. Attendant Jeffrey. That's what it was. Attendant Jeffrey. We understand that libations can often loosen tongues.
Yes.
And we were wondering...
Are you hoping that it's loosened my tongue?
For your accounting, for my cataloging. For our cataloging. Patrick always speaks in yes. This is a difficult game I have given myself. We inquire if your accounting could be delegated to us at this time. Like Patrick is just like lifting pen and quill.
Oh, you mean the thing that I do when I open the door and I say, welcome, the master will see you now. Yeah, honestly, it's basically that. And then I'll like mention your names and say, Patchwork and Azad and Reverie. Thank you for joining us this evening at the appointed hour. The Master Giovanni will see you now. Please follow me through the Great Hall into the study. Although in your case it would have been the kitchen because it was a little less formal. That's basically it. It's, it kind of depends. If it's like a fancy party, it'll be through the Great Hall, into the foyer, or through the foyer, into the Great Hall. I misspoke, I apologize. You can find, finger sandwiches. I love those things. Egg salad, scrumptious. Punch. It's been a bit since we've had a larger party. Yes, I mean, ostensibly that's it.
Ostensibly, that's.
Oh, that's not part of. You can scratch that bit at the end there. Ostensibly, that's it. I don't say that when I answer the door. I am saying, I'm relaying that to you, as I'm realizing now that I probably should have had less to drink before we did this.
Well, we have made some discoveries, and Patchwork shows Jeffrey a timed out table of when someone is likely to be in which room. It's just a little chart.
Like a flow chart, like if this, then...
If this, then this.
You know, that's actually... Can you make a copy of that, actually? I could hang on to it.
We most assuredly can, Attendant Jeffrey. And then Patchwork pulls out another parchment and just makes an exact copy.
Oh, I was so hoping that Patchwork photocopied it and it came out of their butt.
Oh no, it's all pen and quill. It's all parchment and quill.
That was my headcanon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, including the part where it says that's ostensibly it crossed out because it's a copy.
Thank you so. Oh wow, very detailed. You even kept the bit that I said it was not part of. Hey, you know, I respect your dedication.
You wished for a copy.
Authenticity. You copied it to the T, and I appreciate your professionalism.
We are satisfied with your response.
I am satisfied with your satisfaction.
We will commence juggling again.
By all means.
It just leans over to Rev and is like,
I like that one.
Mistress, we may possibly have a plan if you are amenable.
Oh, thank God. Yes, Patchwork, please. Anything from anyone at this point would be really appreciated.
Perhaps we kill those who have captured the endangered species.
That is a plan, and I think that it is wonderful that you are taking initiative and coming up with ideas. And I think, you know what, Patchwork, I think we can workshop that. I think that
Mistress, you did make it seem imperative that they had intention to kill us first.
Well, they don't know who we are and what we are doing yet. So, if we can get in and get out without anyone dying, that would be preferable for all of us, really.
Rev will spin around on her seat, holding her glowing, smoking dragon drink, and around her straw, just like, well, we already have the get in part. You have your meeting at 9.
Yes,
I will be there with whatever his name was at 9 to keep an eye on you and to provide backup. So that way, if something goes south, I am already right there, and someone else can also send up a flare for Patchwork and Jeffrey as our backup.
Rev,
Jeffrey, weren't we supposed to have other backup?
Yes, I actually have spoken with them. They are here.
Okay, so
yes.
Step 1, you and I go in, we both see what extra information we can find out. We don't have enough information to do anything right now. We need more information.
Yes, but Rev, what I was trying to say is that if I could get some time alone in the enclosure with the Drake, I could get the information that we need. So if you...
So you need me to create a diversion at this party.
That would be phenomenal.
And Rev
we feel that Mistress would be uninterrupted if we killed them. Still.
Now you're talking my language.
Patchwork, I'm not saying we can't kill them. I'm just saying that shouldn't be plan A. You know what? Your plan, great plan B. Phenomenal plan B. I love it as a plan B. I just think plan A should be a little bit more tempered.
You suggest a delicate approach first.
Yes.
Well,
plan A. We go in, I create a diversion, you get some information. I really think we should... Patchwork is very recognizable. Patchwork should be our backup.
Well, where's the other backup? Sorry, yeah.
I was going to say, at this moment, Jeffrey sort of leans forward and is like,
if I might offer some advice from someone a little bit older,
How old are you, Jeffrey? You never
Don't
tell me.
I'm not going to start now. Master Giovanni and I have very differing opinions of the way that we think you should run this evening's extraction. Master Giovanni is of the opinion that having two groups, one as backup, one as the primary, is the most effective way of proceeding. I might offer my 2 cents. I strongly disagree, and I think that moving as a full group where you are all aware of the plan, even if it is just 3 of you to begin with, is probably a better means of ingress and potentially egress should things go south.
Master Jeffrey, are you inferring that our party should not be separated?
In my experience, a splitting of the party can occasionally be a bit of a disadvantage and sometimes lead to death. I like the 3 of you quite a lot, and I would prefer that you not die.
Well, what if we set up a distraction at the party, and then the 3 of us can try to get into the enclosure and suss things out? What can I do? I leveled up since last session, so let's see.
I mean, if Jimmy...
I can make a
That was his
bonfire.
name. Jimmy. If Jimmy... I can steal his keys so we can at least get in without having to worry about it.
That is a good point. All right. Rev steals the keys. Can anyone do anything better than making a bonfire as a distraction? Because I feel like that is probably our plan D. Maybe E. You are muted, Patchwork.
As the
Patrick turns the volume up. We can summon a thunderbolt.
What if we have a bonfire and then a thunderbolt going into the bonfire?
Oh,
really,
sorry, not a thunderbolt, a thunderclap.
Ah. Well, again, what if we put the 2 together? Could that be something?
Could we use this other team to create the distraction?
Where is this other team? And I'm going to turn to Jeffrey, aka Vincent.
Who is this Vincent of which you speak?
Can I call you Vincent? I'm going to call you Vincent.
That's not my name.
I just feel like you give me Vincent. You're giving Vincent vibes right now.
No, that was very much a different name I used like several hundred years ago. Please, Jeffrey. If they are here, would you like me to contact them?
I think that might be wise.
Great. And he pulls out his sending stone, which is essentially a flip phone, because Jeffrey is old-fashioned like that. Whereas the rest of you have like sort of like this holographic. It's like this flat stone that has got like you can like look at information and like so you get like video messages. Rev, if you ever check yours, oh boy, you're in for a time.
She never does. That hologram is just flashing. You have 17,000 notifications.
Like just like a big red circle with like it's just like 99 plus in the middle of it, and it's just it's bad. But gentlemen, what are the 3 of you doing with your afternoon? When you departed from Giovanni, he gave you a bag with 50 gold and said, please enjoy your afternoon. Find Jeffrey, introduce yourself, sort of check in, let him know that you're here. You walked past a gaggle of children all just wailing on the test of strength that was unmanned, which is sort of an interesting thing. Bill, I believe you clocked Patchwork.
I did.
Yeah. So you 3 know where they are. Would one of you like to offer to A, be the point of contact between you and Jeffrey, and then B, what do you guys think you're doing? The 3 of you are I don't want to say country bumpkins because not all of you are, but this is more people in one place than probably any of you have ever seen. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Alistair is just, I don't want to say frozen in place, but just all the people, all the laughing children, it's so much sensory input that he's just kind of like almost catatonic, just like, so, for what shall we do next? I would take it upon mine own self to avoid such a crowd.
Corna looks at all of these people in complete shock and awe. Do they all live here? Like, all the time?
I think they all do, Corna. I think they all live here all the time.
I can't believe that.
Well, take it in. We all are.
There's just so many.
Too many, I think. Bill, like all three of them, I think, is overwhelmed by the crowd. So I think he's going to find the nearest caged animal and just go sort of sit in the dirt and sort of start chatting with that animal.
With the animal? Sure. Do you have speak with animals?
I can communicate to the animal.
That's
they
right.
can not speak back to me, but they can mime and gesture and emote.
Yeah.
Yes, the classical miming that sheep and cows and pigs do. Yes, of course.
Well, maybe it's not a sheep, cow, or a pig. How about that?
What is it, GM?
It's a badger. And they're really good at miming, so there. They've got all the colors on already. They're prepared.
Jeez Louise.
Got him. So you sit down next to what appears to be like, I call it a badger, but it is approximately 3.5 feet long and like significantly larger than your average badger. It's just sort of like sitting in this cage, and it kind of like, I think you're probably somewhat in the vicinity of like a petting zoo, right? Which is why there's like all these things. This one is not for petting. This one's just for looking at. There's like a sign that says like, do not pet, animal will bite, not responsible for, removal of digits or loss of limbs, as a result of, etc. And you sit down next to it, and it kind of looks, it looks curiously at you. It's not, at least initially, aggressive, but also your fingers probably aren't close enough to be a tempting little treat.
Yeah, not quite. Hey there. How's it going? Are you comfortable? Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that seems good to me. Well, if you ever need any help, feel free to get my attention. I'm here to help you.
And it kind of goes over to the side and like pokes its nose at the lock.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure exactly if I could let you out right this second. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure things out.
It sort of like turns around and sort of like,
all right. Well, I see how it is. If you can be patient, I'll check.
Points its paw up at the lock.
I will make sure that I come back and see what I can do to get you out of here. All right?
Sort of like coyly turns around like,
all right. Do you want to shake on it? I sort of stick my hand gingerly into the cage, waiting for a badger fist bump.
It sticks out its little paw and just like gently rests it on your palm.
Okay. Well, I'll be back shortly then.
And then it like points at its eyes with its paw and then points at you.
Understood. Understood. And I sort of make haste back to the group.
Bill, did you make a new friend?
Friend is a strong word, but yeah, I think maybe. I have a question. Alistair, do you know how these sort of carnivals work?
It saddens me, but I doth not know any of what mine own eyes see. The people here, it's a bit much. And Alistair immediately stops. His eyes just kind of focus across as he stares at a vendor holding a strange food that he's never seen before. Forsooth, is thou nectar of thy gods? Pardon me. He kind of pushes his way through, and then kind of like, as big as he is, kind of slides through the crowds of people until he gets his way towards one of the vendors.
Well, hello there, sir. Would you like to buy any of our fine provisions?
What does thou sell? What does thou present to me?
Well, this is a turducken. The finest meal on all the material planes.
Turducken.
Yeah, it's a turkey stuffed with a duck, stuffed with a smaller pheasant type thing that I've forgotten the name of. But it's very good, and I promise
It's a quail.
There you are. See, the little fella knows. The nose knows by the looks of him.
Oh, you see drool coming from his mouth. I cry you mercy. Oh, present me with thy dish.
20 silver. Here you are, sir. Here you are.
He goes into the bag and probably takes out about like a handful. I'll say like 5 gold pieces and slams it down. He doesn't know money.
Oh my goodness! Wow, thank you. God, are you sure about this? This is
Can I have one too, please?
Of course, yes. Yeah, here you are. They come with sides of smashed potatoes.
Do you smash them yourself?
I don't, but my son does. You turn around, and his son is just like this, like big kid. He's like, I smash the potatoes.
I take my magnifying glass and I like check it out. Like, do his hands, in fact, look like they have potato particulates?
Oh, absolutely! It looks like this kid is probably the most efficient potato smasher.
Yep. Mystery solved.
And you level up. Congratulations. And how about for you there, sir? And Billiam turns to look at you. Would you like a turducken as well?
I'm sorry. Is that a quail inside of
a chicken, inside of a turkey?
It's all boneless too.
It took a lot of time to figure out how to make that happen, but I did.
Oh goodness! I did not think that sort of thing was allowed in this realm, but
it's as long as they're dead first.
I'll take some smashed potatoes if that's okay.
Absolutely happy to we have vegetarian options if you're interested.
Are the potatoes not vegetarian?
Oh, I mean the potatoes are very much vegetarian, but we have other options.
All right, I'll just stick with some potatoes. Thank you.
Okay, because we have a butternut squash stuffed inside a pumpkin with a handful of nuts stuffed inside a butternut squash.
Oh.
I don't have a name for it. It's too many things to kind of combine into one name that makes any sense, but it tastes pretty good.
If you had to ponder a name, what would you call it?
A clusterfuck. I don't know.
Well, that sounds delicious to me.
It is quite lovely.
I am happy to eat that if you would be willing to share it with me.
A butternut pumpkin. I really do need to work on that. I really should have thought this through before I listed those ingredients. Here you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I do appreciate your patronage, but 5 gold is much too much. I could simply not accept that. I will keep one. We'll call it part of a tip, which is very generous. A 40 silver tip on a 60 silver. More than most people do, but I simply cannot take 4 extra gold. My conscience would just weigh so heavily.
Alzer's just fist deep into this turducken dish that he just any form of reservation he had has just gone down and he's just chomping into it. Says, doth present the meal present from even in the heavens. Thou art the best chef that I have ever eaten from.
Oh,
Thou art a king amongst men.
Oh, stop it! He just turns bright red. He's so tickled. I will say, unlike the average turducken, where like the insides are definitely not cooked all the way, each one of them appears to have been like cooked first, so the skin is crispy before it was placed inside. So after that, then it appears it was like wrapped in some sort of thing and then cooked like very low and slow for a while to allow all the flavors to mix. It is shockingly good. This is a fantasy world, which is why turducken doesn't suck. But yeah, it's a heck of a meal.
It's also like half my body weight.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Did you get one all for yourself, Corna?
Yep.
Oh, well, that'll last you a couple weeks then.
Well,
it's like a quarter of the way gone. I've just been like ripping.
Oh my god! I think there's like some kids who are watching you who are like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, look at him go!
Like half fascinated, half terrified. You guys are welcome to make your way around there. Again, there are like games that you can play. You've got some time to kill. I will say, I would love for one of you at some point to tell me if you would like to sort of retroactively have been the point of contact between yourselves and Jeffrey. I don't know who would have volunteered for that though.
Oh, Alistair probably would have.
Okay.
Just being the adult.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Is there really any adult in this group?
He is
Really?
the Joey Lawrence of the group, for sure.
Alistair is not an adult at all.
We are, to our recollection, nearly ageless.
Oh, dang.
Does that
dang.
count? Oh, dang. Constructs?
I mean, you know what they say though. You can be ageless and still a child at heart. So
That's the truth.
You're old as you wish to be.
yeah.
Exactly. Even my wise years of 9.
And moving right
And,
along from that.
Cutting back into that.
I got nothing for that one. So Alistar, at some point, probably when you're about halfway through your well, no, I imagine you're eating this just ravenously. So maybe you're probably like licking your fingers, and you feel the sending stone that Jeffrey had given you begin to vibrate in your pocket.
What's slightly excited. Oh no, it's just the sending stone.
Oh my!
Oh boy.
He kind of holds it up all weirdly because he doesn't know really how to work with magical items, and just holds it across with like this nails.
Press
Hark.
the thing.
Good. Hither or thither.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
Hello.
You
Greetings.
just
Good morrow.
see some text sort of projected out from the stone.
Oh, 'tis must be written. Yes, it says. What does it say?
It says,
Greetings, Alistar, Cornucopa, and Billion. It is Jeffrey.
period.
Jeffrey.
Next text.
The group has decided that it is potentially in their best interest to gather all together before things get, quote, freaky.
Ellipses.
I don't really know what that means. But you should definitely come over. We are sitting by the performing stage. Sincerely yours, Jeffrey.
What is this middle school text that we just got?
He fucking signs his text. He's old.
Yeah.
That's what it. Tis what it says. But you, pray chance, know where the meeting place is, Corna?
GM, I look around. If I make perhaps a check to perceive or investigate, actually.
Sure. You will do so with disadvantage because you are quite short and there are lots of people.
Well, that checks out.
Yep.
Can I pick him up and give him?
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. In that case, no longer with disadvantage. However, what I will say is, Billion, you totally know where they are.
Yeah.
Are you just dad moding like he's sitting on your shoulders?
Oh, totally.
That's what's in my
On
head.
shoulders.
I'm just enjoying Corda having the ride on the shoulders. It's one of my favorite things.
So
what
just
does see with cobalt eyes.
Yeah, do you see him?
So just a regular roll, GM. Now that we've
Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh, that is a dirty 20.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you see Jeffrey hanging out with two people and like a floaty thing.
Oh, I see him. To be honest, he looks more like a Vincent, though.
Fuck you.
What I thought too is he got an aura of a Vincent.
Oh my god.
A lot of
my
V energy.
My
Big
party
V
is
energy.
rebelling against me.
What?
When I kill them all, this is why.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is why we're rebelling. You keep threatening to kill us all.
Only because you keep calling my character Vincent.
We won't
You'll
go down
meet a
this
Vincent at
fighting.
some
Don't
point,
make
I
him look like a
promise.
Vincent.
He doesn't look like a Vincent. He looks like a Jeffrey.
You look like a Vincent.
Okay. Well, listen.
I'm not exactly sure who the other two are, but that's definitely Jeffrey.
Oh. Methinks I remember. That's that strange machine automaton that Jeffrey mentioned once before.
Their name is Patchwork. Very nice.
Patchwork.
Patchwork.
Is something wrong with them? Do they need to be repaired?
Well, nothing wrong, but they do have an added-on stick arm, it seems. So, who knows?
Is that the freaky part?
Well, freaky's up to interpretation, isn't it?
I guess.
Tis won't bite, will it?
No. Well, not if you don't bother it.
The arm or
Well,
The
shall we
arm
not
will
dally?
not bite, I promise. Let's head on over. Let's go see what they're up to.
Let's
I was
not
gonna let
dally,
you guys
make our
flounder.
way.
I was happy to watch that play out.
Still carrying Karna, Alistair makes his way over towards the group, dodging as many people as he can, trying to not to keep. He's slightly germophobic, so he doesn't just like to be in the presence of other people that he's not comfortable with. So he's just like really trying to slip through using his bugbear slenderness, or say like sneakiness, to kind of get past.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are surrounded by like hordes of children that are just like, covered in who knows what. It could be food, it could be snot, it could be their own blood, because kids roughhouse and go too hard. They're just covered in who knows. They're disgusting. Children are vectors of disease. You know
Kid
this.
slime,
Yeah,
kid
kid
slime.
Yeah, good slime.
Tis the devil's offspring.
GM, while this is all happening, I am just happily soaring like a bird, or
Arms
perhaps,
out.
yeah, or perhaps like a drake or a worm.
Oh my.
Always kind of wishing I could have wings of my own one day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm following behind, spotting him in case of an accident.
Oh no!
Corner, would we know that that's your dream, or is that kind of like a secret dream?
I may have told Bill in one of our like woodsy adventures. I imagine like hopping on and off of logs and just like talking like a mile a minute. Whether Bill like picked up all of that is a different story.
I think
Alistair, you probably know too.
Yeah, I think we both know. Maybe not the extent, the depth to which this.
Yeah,
desire
it's
exists, but-
yeah. Like when you heard it, it was like probably like a flippant, like, oh, sure, everybody wants to have wings, kid.
I would say that then noticing that you're kind of having fun, every now and then Alistair will kind of give you a little bump as if like you're actually trying to simulate that zero G-ness.
Yeah. Hold him up.
Kind of smiles and notices the children again. Oh,
we're having fun. Ugh, they're disgusting. Yeah, you guys make your way over, like mostly unmolested by all the hordes of children. Although I think that Corna, you definitely get some envious glares from a couple of kids who like definitely wish that they were up as high as you are and also flying. But the three of you approach, and Patchwork, you're probably the first person to notice them because well, one, Jeffrey is currently finishing off the last of one of his drinks and therefore isn't really paying attention to the world around him. And you're the only person who recognizes any of these people.
The ideal specimen! Billion!
Oh, well, hey there again, Patchwork. How you been?
We have continued to function. Billion, you have acquired a new leather chest piece.
Ah, yes, desperate times for desperate measures, I guess, but...
We must recatalog you then.
Oh, feel free. I sort of stand with my arms wide, ready for cataloging. I've been through this.
Patchwork pulls out, art supplies and, gets to work, drafting a sketch. Wait, Billion, we must give you the alternate one, since it is no longer updated. And Patrick pulls out the old drawing of Billion and hands it over.
Oh, look at this! Hey, guys, look at this! And I sort of hold up the little drawing. This is quality stuff, right?
Your leather chest piece is altered.
It sure is.
What is the quality of the art? Is it replica?
Performance check, please.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Patrick. Go ahead and make a yeah.
Oh gosh,
I will say on this one, because of your love for Billion, I will say you probably took extra care. Sorry. Because of your appreciation for the ideal specimen, you took extra care with this one. So
why is it like this?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Here we are. Please go ahead and take a +5 to whatever you roll.
Cool.
And advantage.
Ooh.
Well, that landed on its corner next to another dice, so that doesn't count. Okay. Ooh. Or... unnatural 20, please.
It's actually quite good.
Yeah, I would like delicate line work for the ears sort of looping, trying to capture the expression.
My sense, based on what you've said before about Billion, is that maybe the ears are the part that are the best drawn. It's the ears really fully encapsulated just how soft and fuzzy they look, and the rest is a solid 15, but it's a 20 for the ears and it's a 15 for the rest of, so you're oh, okay, there's clearly some favoritism here. Yeah.
Then Patrick rolls it up when done and sticks it back in the pouch.
Well, Patrick is drawing. Rev's gonna turn around with 2 bucks to speak. Hi! Here! And hold them out. 2 dragons.
I take one of them with both hands.
We are currently drinking libations. Well, we are not.
I had a libation earlier and I enjoyed that. But
what color? Mind? What color?
Oh, I don't even remember. Did ours
red.
have a color?
It was
red? I had red before.
Whatever color I'm holding, I'm going to turn around and pick up an orange and be like, perfect, you're on. Oh,
perfect.
To be clear, we Patchwork do not drink. But we, as in the group, is participating in libations. Attendant Jeffrey, mechanic Rev.
So I was going to, perhaps, Azad, you seem very stressed. It'll be okay. I'll take care of it before anything happens. Don't worry. I see that you're getting anxious. Have you thought about having a second drink?
No, I haven't. I've thought about talking to the backup about the plan.
It could be a good time, and also I was going to introduce
They
all
just
of you.
got here. We have to be polite. We have to welcome them. We have to offer them drink. We've all been to Giovanni's house. He offers drinks. He offers food, and then we get down to business.
One drink.
If I may, Azad, Patchwork, Reverie. This is Alistar, Gorna, Kopa, also known as Gory, and Billion. I know that some of you have already met, but official introductions being what they are,
Oh,
she like
goodness.
reaches all the way up to clink with Corna.
As you get close to Corna, you're still on me. Alistair has been trying to stay distanced away, and and Corna might have been pulling him forward. But as you get close enough to do that, Alistair's like, kind of backs up a little bit.
Alistair, closer.
Good morrow.
You want one?
I doth not poison mine own temple with the blood of the 9 hells. But
It's fake smoke. It's fake smoke. They use dry ice, and it's not actually.
As a trained monk, I have to put on the best of faces, if you will. I can't be seen being sloppy like others. And he kind of stares at everyone who has a drink in their hand.
Don't monks
Gonna,
make
like,
the
turn
water
to Jeffrey,
Put your
like-
drink down.
I am not some simple drunken master. I am a monk of the open palm. I strike strong and wish to not revel in these type of concessions.
Who are you striking right now?
Well, mine own heart, for we were always at battle with our own selves. At every moment that we live and we breathe.
I think you and Azad are gonna get along really well.
Hi. I'm Corna. I think that Alistair is just very serious all the time.
Yeah, don't worry. He's always like that, but you'll get to know him.
It's good though, because it shows me that I can be good and serious sometimes too.
And that's a great segue into all of us being good and serious and having a conversation about what is about to happen.
I think even Jeffrey like rolls his eyes like ever so. He's like, oh god, this one's just.
While we start the serious conversation, as Azad does that, I would lean over to Alistair and be like, if you want, Jeffrey bought the booth and we could have them make a virgin one. You don't have to, but if you want it.
Your offer is tempting, but I wish to stay sober.
Okay. We'll come back to the definition of virgin later. Azad, yeah.
Right.
Out of context, man. We'll come back to finish the virgin later. There you go.
Yeah, really.
D&D, baby.
Lovely to meet all of you. And I think Azad is going to shake each of their hands individually. I'm Azad Sen. This is Patchwork. This is Rev. We have already scoped out a bit of what is happening. Have you seen the Drake enclosure yet? Do you have any additional intel that might be useful before we sort of get into the nuts and bolts of what's about to happen?
Oh, pray, I believe I have important information to share. There's a merchant of some kind there. He doth sell something called turducken. It's quite delicious and alluring.
And if you
must
don't like
try.
meat, there's clusterfucks.
Language, Corner.
Oh my god.
They were delicious, though, despite their name.
I am so happy to hear that.
But really, we just kind of got here.
Great. So, oh boy, it's gonna be harder than I thought. And I think that Azad is going to pull out that little, like, it wasn't really a map, but that sort of thing that showed where all the different enclosures were.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna put it out on the table, and she's gonna be like, "All right, so right over here is, well, see, there's a section that is all of the various oddities, but the Drake." No one goes into the Drake's tent. I was able to get in by spending an absurd amount of gold, or I guess they told me it was absurd. I'm not really sure. And it's being kept in some sort of anti-magic cage. There's a couple people in there. Several of them don't seem very intelligent, but do seem very capable potentially with their fists. There is one guard out front. His name is Rev, what's your boyfriend's name?
Boyfriend?
Death glares you.
Ooh.
No, there was a guy on guard outside the tent, and while as I was inside, I distracted them. Not accidentally, actually, I did it on purpose because someone made a meeting without backup at 9 p.m. So I convinced the dude to go on a date with me at 9 p.m. so that I could.
Rev, I asked for his name. I didn't ask for your whole romance story.
I don't know.
Oh, good. Excellent. Well, there's someone who guards the tent out front. I made plans with one of the various folks inside.
You don't know their name either.
Well, he didn't tell me his name. He just said,
So
come back here at 9
have
o'clock.
A boyfriend.
Wow.
No.
You move quick here, huh?
No. I told him that I was interested in the Drake for nefarious purposes, and he said, come back at 9 and I will tell you things. Rev has a hot date also at 9, and our hope is that the three of you can cause a commotion or a distraction, and that the three of us can go into the tent and examine the Drake, maybe get a couple of, spells off that will allow us to understand what is going on. How distracting can you be? And I hope the answer is very.
What color is it?
The Drake?
Yeah. No, the tent. Yeah, yes, the Drake.
GM, what color is the Drake? I don't remember.
Rev loves Courtney.
It was a like this ebony color.
This ebony color.
Oh.
Why? Why?
GM, have I ever seen an ebony dragon before?
Go ahead and make me a history check. Or nature. Either.
Oof.
Low rolls only, baby. Low rolls only.
Let's see what that nature looks like. Well, it's a total of a 3.
Total. Oh.
Not a great start to the campaign.
You have heard of them, but you've definitely never seen one yourself.
No reason.
Okay. But back to what I was saying. How are you three capable of creating a massive distraction, the kind that might pull away a group of people to investigate it?
Thou needest not worry. Thou art in the presence of Corna, super sleuth that sooths the soothiest of sooths. Thou must be prepared. No, isn't that right, Corna?
I already solved one mystery today.
One mystery.
And this will be the next one. The mystery of how to be distracting. I think you've got that one in.
I mean, we could take a look at the locks and stuff.
You could do that. I would prefer if you could just make a lot of noise. Maybe, let some animals out of their cages. Maybe
we can do that. We can do that. Absolutely.
Talk to your friend?
Yes. Wait, we're allowed to do that? We can do that. That's a good thing, right? We're going to do that?
Yeah, that'll be a huge distraction.
Is Billion going to start the animal rebellion at the circus?
Please let me.
Lovely. So maybe let's say if you can start that right at 9, that would just be even 9:05. 9:05 is an acceptable time as well. Somewhere between 9 and 9:05. Maybe 9:03. How does 9:03 sound? Are we good with 9:03?
9:03 sounds great.
Great. Wonderful.
Mr. Tazad, what does thou do and thy companions in this endeavor?
We are going to go find the Drake and either find information about how to release it or just fully release it. I think, unfortunately, I was not able to get as much information as I would have liked when I went in earlier, as they said no magic at all within the tent, which was not great. However,
I really think you should take your meeting first, Azad. I think we should find out, because if we just let it go, we have no idea why they're here. You should find out what they intend to do with it. If they try to sell it to you, if they tell you they're offloading it, that's important.
I mean,
you know Giovanni's going to ask.
If someone asked you to go on a date, you should probably not stand them up.
All right. Distraction at 9:30 in that case.
Yeah, you can get some information. I'll get some information. They can get in place. We'll be in place by the time the distraction starts.
So
now
we are hearing
will
this
you
correctly. Plan A, gather intel. Plan B, cause distraction. Plan C, kill them all.
Well,
I think
A and B are,
and then like 1A.
Yeah, A and B are kind of smushed together in this instant. We're gonna gather information, then cause a distraction, then extract the Drake, and yes, at that point, if murder becomes necessary, then we will evaluate and cross that bridge when we get to it.
I'm sorry, if murder becomes necessary, is that something we're planning on today?
That's, again, not plan A. Definitely not plan A.
Plan B to C?
Plan B to C. Yeah. We'll put murder at B to C.
Billion, they had ill intent toward Mistress, so we fear that our lives are at risk.
All right. Well, let's do our best to avoid that murder, if at all possible.
Yes, Billion. Yes, exactly what I was saying.
The ideal specimen, Billion, is correct in this regard.
I will not be referring to him as that ever. That is uncomfortable.
Thou art not kill. Killing is a method of weakness. Thou art strive to keep them to survive, hold them and bring them to the proper authorities. That's the proper way.
You do know who hired us, right?
Well, of course.
Yeah, we're not to the authorities.
There's no proper authorities involved here now. Just so we're all on the same page. I feel like maybe we're not all on the same page, and I'm getting a little worried.
Well, if I may, the issue, Alistar, in this instance with the proper authorities, is that with enough money, the proper authorities are no longer proper. They become improper. Sometimes
that's why they need us.
Exactly. Take the liberation of a chained being into your own hands.
I'm gonna pull Vincent to the side. And
I don't know who that is. There's no one here by that name.
I'm gonna say, Vincent, is this is the team that Giovanni assembled? I don't doubt him. I don't ever doubt him. He is wonderful and very smart and very good at picking people, but I'm worried.
Jeffrey looks at the rest of the party and is like,
who's she talking to? There's no one there.
Alistair does something really strange at this point. His eyes have been looking over at Patchwork, and then all of a sudden he kind of just gets down in his knee. I don't know how high they are. Patchwork is flying.
Patchwork is 3 feet tall and is currently not flying.
No, okay. So then he gets really low, like crunching down on his knees, and gets right directly in Patchwork's face and just kind of just stares. And he normally doesn't get close to anyone, but being this is not a humanoid, he's not as off-put as he just kind of stares awkwardly at them. Thou art remarkable.
Do you wish to be cataloged?
What's catalog?
We will take your likeness onto paper and keep it in our collection.
Oh, thou art an artist then.
No.
Sculptor?
No.
Painter?
No.
Pottery?
No, we are cataloging. Patrick pulls out some like colored pencils and just like various.
Alistar, just go with it. As I hop off.
Alistair, you are a bugbear, yes?
Thou art correct.
DM, has Patrick
Yes.
seen many bugbears in their travels?
I would say yes. I think that you've traveled like a pretty fair amount. Bugbears are not uncommon.
Cool, love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have cataloged many bugbears in our day. We are pleased to add one more. Following question. Do you, Alistar, outrank Corna and the ideal specimen Billion?
I apologize. I don't quite understand what that means, but young Corna and Master Billion are forthright and true. They are the pinnacle of what true heroes represent. They
Corna? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Rude.
Yeah, Corna.
Hey,
That was not
Oh,
Azad.
wow.
That was Katie.
Rude.
Oh, well, you're pretty great too, Alistar. You're a hero.
It's true.
That
I
I am
wouldn't
not.
know how to do hero stuff without you.
So, Alistar, you are a hero.
Hero, that is not a synonym for my name.
He's a wicked monk.
Wicked monk. Wicked monk.
And as he says this, and you see his face go down a little bit, and like he kind of like loses himself for a second, like gets lost in thought, and he keeps saying, "Wicked, wicked."
Wicked monk Alistair, we have completed your catalog.
Pray tell, show what thou hast created.
Oh, you wish to see? Patrick had already put it in the backpack. It's cataloged. Oh. Patrick ruffles through the backpack and pulls it back out. And it has like Alistair's like face in that very awkward staring position.
Your head is huge and your body looks like very small and sort of disproportionate.
And at the bottom it says like spelled out like hero, and then that's sort of like crossed out, and then it says wicked monk Alistair.
He kind of looks at it awkwardly.
Does this suit the correctness of your nature?
He looks confused and he looks down at the wicked monk. Kind of stands up and walks away.
He likes it, Patchwork. He just is having a hard time with all these people.
But it is correct.
Most definitely.
Then we are satisfied.
Right. So the plan. I want to circle back real quick.
9:30,
gonna make a-
we cause a distraction.
9:03.
9:03?
9:30.
9:30.
9:33.
We are
9:33.
gathering intel for 30 minutes. Then
33
we are,
minutes.
Then we
What just
are
happened?
causing a commotion.
I think I'm having a stroke.
Oh, for real, I thought it was 9:03. Was it not 9:03?
We changed.
It got moved to 9:30, I think. I don't know.
No, it's canon. Use 9:03.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Cordo's just gonna be over on the side at 9:03, like, everyone, I'm distracting.
Just like a shower of sparks. And just like...
Your evening proceeds. Additional turduckens are procured with vegetarian options for those who would prefer that instead. Just like a pile of smashed potatoes on like a large platter, because it was easier to just buy like a big thing of them. And I think
Jeffrey, can we get some funnel cake?
Wait, is there funnel cake around here?
Yeah, you haven't been smelling it all day?
I'll be honest, I've been busy drinking a little bit too much.
Yeah, no, there's a funnel cake.
Oh,
Can I go get some funnel cake?
Yes, please. 3.
Here, and he has like 5 gold.
She brings
5?
back 7.
Well, honestly, I should probably have expected that. The funnel cake for everyone.
You guys enjoy a meal. Begin.
Azad does not enjoy the meal. Azad
Okay.
is much too anxious.
Some of you enjoy a meal, and one of you tolerates that thing. Do you eat, Azad?
I do eat, but I'm more like I'm picking at it. So I probably have about like an eighth of the funnel cake, and then just can't eat anymore.
Okay. So the sun
You
goes
should really
down.
eat. You never know when you're gonna eat again.
I'll eat after. I don't have much of an appetite right now.
The sun goes down. The vibe of the sort of like carnival circus begins to shift pretty drastically as the sun goes down. It seems like after that point, kids are sort of cleared out, and it becomes a little bit more like focused on the entertainment value for adults. Lanterns are lit, long shadows are suddenly cast, and what earlier had been this sort of like bright and inviting aesthetic changes to one that's like a little bit more eerie, as your visibility begins to decline, and the sort of like the laughter that you heard before that was children, just like, you know, sort of the innocence of youth, begins to give way to the like hearty laughs of people who are like too drunk and talking about things that are probably not terribly appropriate. You see, you know, couples of people sort of scooching off into dark corners and not reemerging. You get a sense that like things have taken a pretty significant turn. Not for the worst necessarily. If you're one of those couples, or thruples or quadruples as the case may be, you know. But the hour is drawing near. Jeffrey has dozed off after eating a lot of food and drinking entirely too much. Day drinking will do that when you get old. Feet up, empty in one hand, full drink or half of a drink in the other, just snoring lightly at the table with you. You have maybe 20-ish minutes, half an hour, as you watch the comings and goings of people, various performers come on stage. What would you like to do in this final, like, time for preparation?
Well,
I would like to pull out an Oatville and
what in the
pop it and take a swig.
Fuck is that?
Remember
an Oatville. Oh, right, an Oatville.
You made up the name, Ben.
I know.
That's because I took notes.
It's saved in my world building thing, but yeah. All right. So you pop an Oatville, and immediately all of the sort of like intoxication and mild headache fade away into nothing.
See, Azad? Told you I'd be fine.
I didn't say you. Okay.
You did multiple times explicitly.
I was concerned, but everything is fine.
We're good to go. We're good to go. Are you sure you don't want to eat something?
I'm fine, Rev. I'm fine. And Azad's gonna sort of kneel down to Patchwork's level, and she's gonna say, "All right, Patchwork, you're gonna come with me, and I think, and I hate to do this because I know that you are a fully functioning, independent person, but in this instance, I think it is best if you are seen as my servant."
Mistress, you outrank us. This is not news.
Patchwork, you know you're not my servant.
Where does Mistress require us to go? We will go.
Oh boy. We might have to have a conversation after tonight. But for now, yes. I am mistress. You are servant. Oh, I don't feel comfortable with this. Patrick, you know that you can do what you want to do, right?
We are aware that we do that.
Okay. And Azad sort of stands up and looks a little bit dazed and confused. And it's like, all right, well, I guess it's go time.
I am able to kind of send messages with my head.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask, would you be able to answer back, I guess? I mean, maybe actually that might not be good because you can't answer. I can just talk to you. Because I was going to ask when you want me to start the distractions.
I don't have a message. I think 9:30 or 33, whichever you'd prefer. Let's just plan on that.
Okay.
Okay.
How can we break these animals out of these cages? Do we need keys? Can we just whack them open? What are we gonna do?
I'm on team extraction, not team distraction.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go find out. So I'm gonna walk over to the nearest animal cage and investigate the locking mechanism to see whether I can. It's the kind of thing I can just sort of.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Ooh. Let's see here.
And I think, honestly, Azad's anxiety takes over, and I would like to go over and help because I want to make sure that everything goes well.
Oh, well, I think you might have a better sense of these kinds of things than me. Why don't you take a look?
You can roll again, because I'm helping you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also meander over there if it looks like we're struggling.
I think you take a look and you just see the two of them standing there, like hands on their hips, kind of looking at it like.
Here, let me take a look really quick, and I pull out my magnifying glass, and I just I'm honestly just looking. Like, is there a keyhole on this lock?
Yeah, it's a generic. Well, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to do anything super.
Yeah. It's a low DC. It's a DC 10 check.
So I got a 12.
Okay. This is a generic lock. You could pick it probably quite easily. You could break it with like a blunt object. It's designed in such a way that it's not sort of like your sort of like typical like clicks through and then it's sort of like dangling around. It's sort of built a little bit into the exterior of the cage to make it, like some animals are more capable than others, and it's been designed in such a way that it couldn't be opened from the inside by someone who doesn't have a key, that sort of thing. But if you are even reasonably capable with thieves' tools, or if you just hit it hard enough, you could probably bust this thing wide open pretty easily.
Alistair kind of, because they're congregating over there, walks over curious, and he's extremely stealthy and extremely sleight of handy. He's kind of just going to walk up, hopefully they won't notice, and just see if he can just really quick, just take out a fingernail and just attempt to pick the lock.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, like butter. You just click, click, click. Nope, there it is. It's unlocked.
There. The job's been complete. This is what I want.
It's not 9:30 yet.
This door swings open.
We're right here. We're right. I think Azad shuts the door.
As you shut the door, that badger lunges for you
No. Shh, don't worry. We will be back. It's 20 minutes? I promise. We will be back.
It's about 35 minutes because we're not there yet. I'm still here, so...
Okay, thank you. 35 minutes. That sounds great. Okay. I promise.
I think...
Just I did something wrong.
Julian, the badger looks at you just the most exasperated, what the fuck, dude?
I know. We'll be back, I promise. Patience. Thank you. All right. Well, maybe it's best if someone who isn't us picks these locks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Furbolg, just disguise self and just turn myself into. Everyone around is just a human, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of different people. Furbolgs are definitely like less common this far south. But you know, you've certainly got plenty to choose from. There are elves, there are half-orcs, there's orcs, there's goblins, there's gnomes, there's, you know, like dwarves, sort of the full spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll turn myself into like a human with like really like bright orange red hair and a bright orange goatee, so everyone can notice, you know, what I look like.
Cool.
Billion, you have altered your ideal specimen's shape.
Yes, I have. Less ideal, I guess, but hopefully more noticeable, or at least noticeable in a way that helps us.
We do not wish you to be recognized and incarcerated. This
Nor
is
do I.
wise.
Thank you, Patchwork.
Corna, this
Yeah?
magnification tool you have,
Yes.
may we observe it?
Oh, of course. Would you like to try it too?
May we?
Yeah.
Patrick takes out a hand and grabs the magnifying glass and just kind of goes to like their one eye.
It just gets giant.
The dimensions of the world alter upon use of this. May we
Isn't it
catalog
really?
you with it?
Of course. Do we have time?
We do not believe we have time at this moment, but please do not lose that implement. We would love to.
I would never. It's very important to me.
All right. You guys have short time left. Maybe coming up on 5 or so minutes before it's time for you to begin.
I think that even if it's coming up on 5 or so minutes, Azad would be shepherding Patchwork and Rev towards the tents just so they could be there a little bit early.
I don't want to be early.
Rev?
Fashionably late.
It's
I do
not about
wanna
you.
look
It's not about you.
enthusiastic.
This is not about you.
As we walk and as Rev like gives in, the jumpsuit that was tied around her waist all day, sleeves go on, buttons go all the way up.
I think
Fine.
I think that Azad kind of leans over and is like, you might just want to unbutton the top one.
Nope, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It's not a good first impression for a date, but that's fine.
Not a date.
It's a little bit of a date. Just a little bit of a date. Definitely.
If the date is a lie, is it in fact a date?
Exactly.
It's still
Patchwork.
a date.
Exactly.
All right, so I think we probably...
Sure. Whenever you guys want to approach, you
Yeah,
are
I
welcome
think-
to do so.
I think we're showing up.
Just to be clear, how are you communicating that it's go time beyond just like at this appointed time?
We're not.
How do
9:30.
How do we know what time it is? Do we just have like little watches on us?
I thought our little
Your
setting
setting
stones.
stones give you an approximate time. It's like
Okay.
it's like a weird looking sundial that functions no matter whether or not there's sun.
This is a very versatile sending stone we got going on.
Alistair will look on over to both Corna and Billion and kind of looking as they walk away, eyeing Azad. He goes, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Worry so only feeds to calamity. One must be calm and go, as they say, with the flow."
With the flow. Absolutely.
One of my masters taught me that.
Ooh.
but when you're solving mysteries, you need to be thorough and double check things and
well, of course, yes.
go over the details.
Well, it could be a very thorough, heavy flow.
That sounds like a lot.
Long as I goes with it, thou shalt have nothing to worry about.
Oh.
So, plan was for us to create some sort of commotion, distraction.
Yes.
What does thou think it that
When-
we must do?
When the time comes, I think I'll be able to pick these cages open, and hopefully I can get to as many as possible before, anyone stops us.
And I'm gonna go over there, and I like point like 100 feet away in the opposite direction of both the tent where the Drake is and also where this cage is, and kind of triangulate myself a little bit. I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and make a bunch of sparks and maybe some loud noises, an explosion sound. I don't know.
That sounds great, Corna. You do that. Alistar, what about you?
He looked kind of confused, looking around. Perhaps I can regale the audience with a story of some kind, or show them some moves that was taught to me at the ascetic temple.
So you're gonna go up to the stage.
He hesitates. He doesn't have any other choice, and he's looking as if you could definitely tell. He's just looking as if, like, is there anything else he can do? He would rather not have to be in front of people, but he has no idea what he can do to aid.
All right. So with that, you've all begun to take your places. I think we'll start with Alistar here, and we'll just I would love a performance check.
Oh my goodness!
If you think that Alistar would be nervous enough that disadvantage is appropriate, you are welcome to take that. You are not obligated to.
All right. Yeah, I want to, and -2.
Oh.
Okay.
God.
That is a 7.
7. It's very fortunate for Alistar that a lot of the larger shadows have begun to sort of like cross over the stage. A couple people I think notice and are kind of like, what's going on? And look at you confused, but maybe entertained in not necessarily the way that you had originally intended. Corey, you have set yourself up about 100 feet away with, was your intention to have line of sight to both where Azad, Patchwork, and Rev are going, as well as Bill?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that I could see when, Bill is about to, open the cage and kind of use that to go right after, start making my own sound effects and visuals.
All right. Azad, Patchwork, and Reverie.
Yep.
Do you approach as a trio, or are you approaching separately?
I think that I would have asked Rev to go behind us so that it's not clear that we are a unit.
Rev
but
would split off.
I'm definitely approaching with Patchwork at my side. Maybe I have Patchwork walk a couple steps behind me, so it really is giving the vibe of this is my servant.
Sure. Azad, as you sort of don the facade of a sort of well-to-do woman who is in a position of authority, you feel a little bit almost like you've kind of done this before. There's these moments of I'm familiar with this experience. I know how to do this. Ordinarily, I would ask you to make a performance check, but I think in this moment, I want a Constitution saving throw from you.
Oh, okay.
DC 12.
Okay,
Not much.
The rolls this evening have not been It's a 10.
It's a 10. As you approach, a memory sort of flits through your mind of the first time that you and Rex went together to a sort of like one of his many business dealings. And how moments before going through the door, it was this like barrage of like, stand up straighter, you don't look like you need to look like you own this place because we do own this place. There's like just like little critiques constantly, and then the doors open and suddenly all smiles. The Rex that you know and the Rex that the world knows are so different. And I think in this moment you're just caught off guard a little bit by this I gotta walk like I own the place. All right, stand up a little bit straighter. But it's just sort of like mulling around in the back of your head.
Okay. Let's go.
You approach. You see that guy from earlier in the day, the like really greasy one, appears to have done something with his hair. It looks nice? Question mark. He's got like a little flower tucked into his lapel, but it's like kind of squished. It smells like he's put on some sort of cologne, but it's maybe not the best.
Are the boots still muddy?
Oh, the boots are very much still muddy. Yeah. It looks like he tried to clean them, but like not really to any effect. It's like when you like take a scrub brush to something, but you're not using water and it's caked on, and it's like, yeah, he got some of it, but like mostly it's just like you kind of missed the boots with the scrub brush and the whole washing idea. Yeah. So Azad and Patchwork, you approach, and he looks at you and he says, "Hey, you made it just in time. Hey, come right on in. We've been expecting you." But as he does this, you get the sense that he's like not really looking at you and is like kind of looking past you. And he sort of like shuffles you into the tent. What you see when you get in there is the couple of folks that were there earlier. The bugbear, who's sort of standing in a corner again. And then two new people. One with sort of like long brown hair, kind of tied back in a ponytail, whose face is mostly in shadow. And then a figure that is sitting down, but is still 7 feet tall, sitting. And the figure with brown hair steps forward and says, "Very pleased to see you could make the appointment this evening. Please, join me at the table." And motions for you to sit down at the table that those other folks have been playing cards at earlier that evening.
Before I sit down, I would like to, I guess, insight check or like sort of try to read the vibe a bit. I want to know that I'm not in danger. I'd like to roll for vibes.
Yeah, you can make a vibe check.
Yeah. Okay. 18.
18?
Yeah.
While it is not imminent, you are definitely in danger. Like, these are people who, if you give them a reason to, you're pretty sure they would think twice about killing you.
All right.
Yeah.
I sort of take stock of everything and I sit down.
Right. Patchwork. Would you like to join? What are you doing in this moment?
Patchwork waits with stillness for further instructions.
Right. Reverie. You wait a beat. Let Azad and Patchwork go ahead. You hear them get greeted by a voice that you recognize after a long, painful conversation. And then you hear sort of silence for a moment. Some like muttering from within the tent.
33 minutes. 33 minutes. Okay. She'll walk on up.
Sure. You are greeted by a you see Jimmy there and all his trying really hard to look good for a date glory, and it is if I had to assign a numerical value to his levels of success, I would say it's probably somewhere around like a 6 out of 20.
Out of 20.
Out of 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I rolled to see how well he was going to clean up, because there's potential that he cleaned up really well, and you're like, oh, well, hold on now. But no, he does not. I think you probably smell him before you've even like rounded the corner. You like smell this like cheap like bathroom, like rest stop bathroom cologne. That you smell that first, and then you see him. Hair just as greasy as it was, pulled back ish, kind of. And he grins, and you see, there's like a couple of teeth missing. Oh, hey, you made it in time.
Hi.
Oh, you need something to drink?
You changed your hair.
I did.
Hair.
Pretty nice.
Yeah,
right?
actually, water would be great. I thought you were throwing a party, like an after party.
Yeah, well, so some business came up. I gotta hang around for like a few minutes. Shouldn't be that long though.
Oh, I can go if you want to reschedule.
No, it's okay. It's just we can chat, get to know each other a little bit, and then after this is over, we can go grab a drink or 5 or whatever.
All right, so we're just gonna stand here.
Yes, is that all right?
Sure. Continues like can't really breathe. From where we are standing, can I hear what's going on inside the tent?
Please make actually, no, you don't need to make a perception check. I would say we kind of established that you could last time you were out front chatting with him, so yes.
Okay.
What you hear, you can't get every word, but you can get enough to know what's being discussed. And
okay. I would probably get it if the vibe shifted and things sounded.
Most definitely.
Okay. Cool. No, this is fine.
Great.
Sure. What came up? Why do you always have to work late? Is this normal?
Yeah.
She goes back to that like questiony high pitchedness she had last time they talked.
Oh yeah. It's like, well, it's kind of part of the job. I work security, because of my intimidating stature. And it's not really like a set schedule, like I don't work a 9 to 5 or anything like that. I like to think of myself as my own boss. But I do have a boss. So it's not quite that, but yeah, it's just a quick business deal. I'm here to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And then, once that's over,
That's so exciting. What's the deal about?
I am not allowed to tell you that. But more importantly, I don't actually...
I won't tell anybody, I swear. Who would I tell?
Make a deception check.
Not my best stat. Oh god, that is an 8.
The rolls this fucking episode have been...
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 for insight, so...
Ooh.
Still bad rolls.
Still bad rolls.
Still bad rolls.
All rolling poorly, but it works out. As long as you roll better.
Yeah.
Like they're saying, when you're running away from bear, you just have to not be the slowest person, right? He's like, all right. Did you look inside the tent earlier when we were chatting?
No, I didn't. I was so distracted. I meant to, and I just didn't.
Well, it happens. Basically, we sell exotic animals.
How exotic?
Very exotic. Like, not from this plane of existence. Exotic. I don't mean to brag or nothing, but it's a pretty good gig. I mean, the pay is not amazing, but I get to travel a lot.
Are they selling an exotic animal right now?
Well, ideally, yes. Otherwise, we will have wasted the first half or, first few minutes of our date for nothing, which just seems like such a waste for both of us.
It's the animal that was in the tent earlier.
Yeah.
Wait, so if they buy it, do they just take it home? Where do they put it?
Well, no, it's more of a delivery thing. Well, in this line of work, you can't just show up at somebody's door with, what we do. It tends to attract a lot of questions. It's better to keep things on the down low, if you catch my drift.
That makes so much sense. So who's trying to buy? How much? What animal? So wait, I didn't even look in the tent. What do you have?
To be honest with you, I don't really know.
Have you?
Kind of looks like a. Well, I mean, I have, but I don't know what it is. It's like a. I don't know. You ever seen a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a smaller one, but it doesn't. It's only got 2 legs and wings. I don't know. I
learned about that in school. I think it's a drake.
That would make sense.
What color is it?
Black as night.
I am assuming she knows kind of a little bit about these. That's why she said she's learned about it at school. Does she know anything about the differences in colors and rarity and blah 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 blah?
Sure. You would know. Well, so this is if he's telling the truth and this is not from this plane of existence, then you have a very, very faint idea of what it could be. You've definitely heard some allusions to things that are it's like when dragons have made their way to other planes of existence, they spend enough time there, they can essentially become imbued almost by the sort of the elemental powers of that plane of existence. So something that is a drake that's from a different plane, it's black, you hazard probably a safe guess at smells like abyssal, or maybe it's cheap cologne. You're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, that must be so rare. That must be so rare.
Very
How much
rare.
is it gonna go for?
Well, that depends. The going rate for one of these things is not cheap. Upwards of 15,000-20,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever even seen that much money.
Honestly, me either. I'm kind of the face of the operation. When people come here, I interact, and mostly it's my job to kind of scare them away. Not you though, which is great.
Oh, no, definitely not me. You did not scare me away.
Yeah. So right through this rugged exterior to the soft interior.
Coughs the cologne up again.
Do you? Are you sick? Do you need something?
I just, there must be something in the air.
You're not allergic to Drake, are you?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
how does one know that?
Well, I mean, I've never met anyone who is, so I don't know. You're sneezing a lot, and so I figured it's the only reasonable answer.
It smells in the air. Because, so many people.
Yeah, for sure. Some people just don't know how to apply, a scent properly. It's about, less is more.
Yeah. I wish everybody knew that.
You know, thought the things you think are common knowledge frequently aren't.
Yeah. And this whole, like, she'll just keep asking questions about it, and she'll, like, the same way she did the first time where she was asking questions about his boots and his shirt and where he's been, and right, she's just gonna keep asking. She's like, what other animals have you had, blah, blah, blah. Basically, she's gonna try and find out, like, do you, like, is your boss here? Is he in there? Like, she's like trying to pull as much info about this potential operation under the guise of, like, I'm just so curious.
Yeah.
While keeping an ear out on Azad and the, like, vibe of the tent inside.
Sure thing. Cool.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to keep going.
As much as I love playing we can just gloss over a chunk of this conversation for the sake of everybody involved. Azad and Patchwork inside. The conversation is like, you sit down and there's some, like, whispered conversation between a couple of them, and then the person with the hair, the brown hair pulled back, sort of sits down across from you and says, "So, one of my compatriots has told me that you are interested. But we've not met before, and you're not the person I was expecting."
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were expecting someone.
It's no problem for me.
Will it be a problem for them?
Might cost them extra if they want to outbid you, but that's not an issue that I concern myself with.
Right.
A free market is a great market. Competition is something I like. So, how did you know how to find us?
I truthfully didn't. I have a nose for oddities, and something about this area, and specifically this tent. I'm not stupid. And when I see people entering and exiting all of the tents in an area, and one being suspiciously unoccupied, well, a woman gets curious. And I'm glad I did.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Tell me.
Hmm?
Do you know what this is?
Well, looks like a drake. That much I know. If there's more that you would like to enlighten me with, I'm all ears.
I don't necessarily have anything I'd like to enlighten you with. I am curious. But someone like yourself, without any proof of who you are or indication that you should know about us, I'd like to know really why you're here. And don't try to play games. I know who to expect and who not to expect. You don't have any of the markings or indications of someone that would make that list.
I want the drake.
30,000.
15.
I don't set the price.
GM. I have access to exorbitant sums of money.
Mm-hmm.
How much would I reasonably have on me right now?
Not that much.
Not that much.
You might have a few hundred, but that kind of money is... you don't walk around with that.
I don't carry 30,000 gold pieces on myself. just on a regular day.
You had the whole afternoon, from what I've been told.
I wasn't aware that this was a business negotiation.
I wasn't aware that you were coming in the first place, so I guess that leaves us both unawares, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I also don't know that I can let you leave, at least for the time being. Why don't you join us for an after-dark celebration? Hang out for a while, stay. Until our other buyer comes. You will, of course, not be allowed to see or hear them. But I can't let you leave. At least not right now. As he says this, the hulking figure that has been sitting down in the back sort of stands up to its full height of like 13 feet.
Oh my God.
Just sort of like moves between you and the door. And just stands there, arms folded.
Right. Well, I can assure you that my intentions are simply to purchase this creature.
And yet you show up unannounced, unintroduced, and without the funds to do so.
Again, I was not informed that I would be negotiating or paying this evening.
Well,
if I had been told, I would have brought the gold with me.
If you had been told, if you were supposed to be here in the first place, you would already know. Make a perception check around the room, please.
Can't tell what that is. 16.
16. You get the sense that at this moment you can you kind of have two options. One is you can try to shoot your way out of this, which probably won't go well.
Yep.
Or attempt to, comply and see if you can make the best of a bad situation as it goes.
She's absolutely making the best of a bad situation, and
Okay.
she is. Is there any indication of the time anywhere in this room?
In this tent? No, there is not.
Have I heard the vibe change inside the tent?
I would say that was like part of what you were doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear.
GM, does
Yeah,
Patchwork know what time it is?
Patchwork does know what time it is. Patchwork knows that it is 9:32.
I'm just going to stay seated and say, well, very well then. I'll wait.
Wonderful. As this is wonderful, Patchwork, you feel your internal clock tick to 9:33. And we're going to zip out of this tent to Billion. Sitting next to the badger still.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any implements on you to open these crates, or do you have like a hammer? How are you planning on opening this?
I just have like little whittling tools, just like a little pick. What do you call it? A thing for etching.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that and some sleight of hand will be enough.
Yeah. Well, so this one is still unlocked, so you can open this one easily enough.
Great.
How many would you like to open?
As many as I can until I have to stop.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an athletics check. And actually, this little badger is going to help you, so you can do so with advantage.
Great.
Also, I'm going to send you the stat sheet for this thing.
Okay, don't want that.
You have that. Okay. What'd you get?
17.
17? Oh, yeah. You can crack open like 5 of them. And you sort of like
go along, and as you're like, on a couple of them you're fumbling, and this badger just comes over, just like rips into the wood and helps tear it open. And you let out a couple of like wolves who look confused, but the badger's like, and rather than attempting to attack you, they sort of like look quizzically at it and then sort of slink off quietly. You let out a boar that is sort of sitting in the back, looking terrified at the badger, and a couple of like very large snakes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how distracting are any of these animals being?
Well, initially, not all that much, because they. Are you relaying instruction to them?
Well, the wolves sort of ran away, so I think I was like caught off guard by that. But then the rest of the animals, I think I'm like, hey, if you could just run around a bit, be a little loud, tear something up, that would be great. Don't hurt yourselves, though.
The snakes kind of like flick their tongues out at you and sort of slither off, more or less in the direction of where you need them to go. Mm-hmm. And then distantly, you do hear just the faint, which is answered by several more in the distance.
Oh, okay.
And Corey, you turn and you see Billion is just smashing these things open. He has a large and scary-looking badger with him. And you now see the back of something very large in sort of the doorway of the tent, which, Rev, actually you can also see as you're talking with Jimmy. There is a very large something standing fully in the door.
Oh, I think this is it. This is my time. And I start, casting prestidigitation and like shower fireworks, and also add just like large explosive sounds, almost as if like cannons, or as if like real fireworks were exploding.
Heck yeah. Please make a performance check with advantage.
How close are you all to the tent? Is this like, would Rev immediately see these things going off and the animals being freed? Would it take a minute for it to get our direction?
You can probably hear the sounds that are not like immediately identifiable unless you know what they are, of Billion like smashing these crates open. You do begin to hear sort of the like hiss of scales moving quickly over the ground.
So they're getting pretty close.
Yeah, like they're moving in.
Is the crowd reacting at all?
When the wolves howl, you definitely you hear some people say like, "Well, that doesn't sound good." Wolves here.
Okay. Whenever we hit a point where the crowd would be reacting pretty substantially to like wolves and snakes in the grass, that's when Rev would probably.
Cool. Alistar, you hear the like bangs and pops and see all the bright colors of Corey doing his thing. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'm just kind of just like standing there, just being very awkward. It's like distraction. Trying to get some people to look at me, and
we're all gonna die.
I rolled a 22, by the way.
22. It is. I think like Rev, you see Jimmy like suddenly like looks behind you. Is like, what the hell's going on? That's not supposed to do that. What is this? And as that happens, you see he looks down and goes, "Oh, holy shit!" And you turn and look, and there is a 14-foot-long boa constrictor, like right behind you, kind of like beelining it for him. And I would love if you guys could all roll initiative.
Everyone.
Everyone. You aren't necessarily in combat right away, but
15.
22.
That's an 8.
I'm a mom.
16.
17.
19.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
I'm sorry, 22.
22? Oh my goodness gracious.
We want to fight. We want to fight.
And with that, we'll wrap up tonight's section and begin with y'all heading into the first combat of the campaign as we begin to figure out how the fuck this group works in a non-social situation, because
You did not just do that to us.
boy, do you guys have a fun dynamic in social situations. Notably, Jeffrey is still asleep even with all the noise going off.
Oh my god, none of us woke Jeffrey up.
I am
Or
genuinely
even
not,
meant to do it.
I'm genuinely not convinced we make it out of this alive, given what is happening in the straight cage.
Fine.
Whew. Well, thank you, Ben.
Thank you, everybody. We've got the whole gang actually together.
Woo.
Yeah.
This is so
The
exciting.
good news is, before you get into this combat, you will level up.
Oh,
So
thank
we will be level 3
Yes.
heading into combat because that seems more
What's
fun and we
up?
get to do more things.
That's great.
Yes.
Just gonna do that right now.
Level up. Level up, level up, level
It's
up.
so weird picking level ups because I know that what I'm doing isn't going to end up mattering because we're switching over to Pathfinder.
Mhm.
So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what arcane tradition do I want? And then it's like, well, does it matter? Really?
Not entirely.
Everyone. Omar,
That's my cat.
Rachel, Ryan, Alex, where can people find you on the tubes if they want to?
The two.
I'll go first. You can find me at www.tailed20s.com. I run the TTRPG company Tailed20s. We stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, Wednesdays, Sundays. Different campaigns, different things. Our Should Have Had a D8, which is our talk show, is back, and we will be interviewing Warlock D&D this Thursday. So in 2 days at 8 o'clock. So they're really cool RPG podcast. And of course, we are preparing for Descent to the Void Campaign 2, where a lot of people who are in here are in it. Yep, and you can find it at me at my personal one, That's So Omar, or at A Tale of D20s.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Rachel.
Yes, please find me on your favorite social media app under the handle I am Rachel Quirky. It's my handle that's been in the chat this whole time. Feel free to listen to either of my 2 podcasts, the Infinity Podcast or Screen Snark. Both are about media, criticism, pop culture. You'll love it. And check out my own personal live stream over at twitch.tv/I am Rachel Quirky. I'm hanging out on stream every Tuesday and Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Sweet.
Cool. Ryan.
Hi, I'm here and here, and that's about it. I am not super online, but the one place you can find me pretty readily is Twitter. Still till it truly crashes and burns. I am at Randerson. It is what I've been using in chat this whole time. Just take the 26 off the end. If you really want to follow me on Instagram and just look at pictures of my dog, then you want the whole handle with the 26. That's about it.
Sweet. Alex.
Yeah, you can find me at my personal website, alex-emond.com, or on Twitter at the Alex Emond.
Amazing. And tomorrow we're back here with some Chaos Ladies at 8 p.m.
Thursday,
Yeah.
dude.
Thursday. Oh my
Thursday.
God.
Thursday.
I thought today was Wednesday.
I wouldn't be here if it's Wednesday.
I need to
Tomorrow.
go take my
Tomorrow,
trash
3 p.m. Melinda and I are going to be doing some chilling and chatting. 8 p.m. We've got a one-shot in the same world as this campaign with Melinda, Alex, Zeki, and then our dear friend Jason. Thursday at 8 p.m. we have Chaos Ladies. And I know how to read a calendar. Who shall we raid?
Who's
Rachel, I'm looking at you. You always have the people.
I mean, April is live again. If we wanted to raid.
I thought I followed her. Yeah, can you send me the name again? Because for some reason she's not showing up in my.
Oh, wait, hold on. Doing the magic of opening links in new tabs so I can copy them. Ba-ba-bum. Technical wizard, because I don't want to misspell their deal.
I hope that they're singing.
It looks like they are having fun.
Great.
It says it's NYC, and we're just having fun.
Oh crap! I would have rated Jason, but we are already on the way to rating April. So next time, friends. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks, everybody.
See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.